What is up, everybody? Welcome back to First Stop, the show where men, or boys, become men.
Wow.
Sorry about that. I've been practicing that all morning, and I butchered it, of course.
Thank God you didn't land on the moon.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, well, great show today.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jacob, for that introduction.
God damn.
No, that's all right. No, it was good. Yeah, thanks. What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us. If you're live, if not, thank you for tuning in on SoundCloud. We should have the other episode up, hopefully tonight.
If I find the USB, it'll be up.
Yeah, it'll be up.
Just been busy.
Today's guest is a special guest for both Jake and I. We knew Jack for now 3 years from Newton.
Yeah.
We'd like to introduce Jack Will to the podcast.
There you go.
Hey, everyone.
Jack is PreMed?
Yep.
Picking up a management and leadership minor?
I am, yes.
There you go.
How is that?
It's good. I really like it so far. I kind of get that like across the board. Some science, we got some management, so it's going good. Yeah.
That's awesome. You're from Minnesota?
I am, yes.
Okay,
yes.
what part?
Minneapolis area, Edina. It's a little suburb outside of the city, so nice. I like it. Yeah.
That's awesome. What made you choose BC?
So my high school was like kind of sends a lot of kids here. It was like a Catholic high school, and one of my friend's sisters went here, so I ended up just giving it a look and like it a lot.
That's pretty sweet. Did you apply to other schools in the Midwest?
I did. Yeah, I applied to a couple other like similar like kind of Catholic schools. Notre Dame, per se, but didn't get in there. So now we're here. Now we're here.
3 years later.
No, so we're loving it though. No, it's good. It's good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Where are you living?
This year I'm living off campus on Kirkwood.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
Liking it a lot.
That's sweet. It's good. That's a good road.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So.
Yeah, I was talking to one guy at a networking event, and he's a senior guy who was on Kirkwood last year, and he said Kirkwood was just an interesting place to live. He said like you'd wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, like 3 mice scurry out of his room, like you'll hear the pipes rattling when you're taking a shower, just kind of worn down.
Oh man.
I'm always scared, like, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna, like, see something, or, like, all of a sudden, like, I'll see, like, a little mouse, like, running under the kitchen, and I'm like, I don't want that. So the first weekend we came, there was, like, an exterminator who just showed up, and he's like, I came about a week ago, like, your landlord called me, and she, like, I came in, like, got rid of all, like, the cockroaches in the house, but, like, he was coming back because he's like, it was so bad, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I don't know about that. Some of those old homes. I mean, we live in a pretty old home. I mean, ours is pretty drafty.
Yeah.
I mean, last night was cold.
Yeah.
It was like 40 degrees in my room. I don't know about your room. It was cold.
Oh, it's freezing, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's old construction, when they try to fix it up as our landlord did with ours, they do a pretty good job with like the aesthetics, but they don't like the structural stuff. Our floors creak like, all get out.
I know, yeah.
It's really loud. Like the girls downstairs, they must hate us.
Exactly.
Honestly, they must hate us.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's really old. But Jack, you have an interesting story about you were running out of food, so you decided to grill something?
Yeah, so last night I wanted to grill. I got some steaks. I was looking forward to heating up the grill. But I go outside and just try to light it, and we're out of propane. So I'm still gonna cook my steaks somehow. So I decided I'm gonna cook them in a pan, and I had never done this before. So I put like some olive oil in the pan. I put you
gotta be careful.
Gotta be careful with that. And now I've learned. So I was like grilling them, and I went to flip the steak, and there was like a bunch of grease in the bottom of the pan, and it completely got all over my hand. So now I got pretty serious burn, kind of low key. It's more than I expected it to be, actually. Yeah, it's blistering kind of bad.
Yeah, you got some. Yeah, it's pretty blistering.
So yeah, but it still tastes good. So
was it okay?
At the end of the day, I still ate it while I was icing my hand.
Jeez. Well, we found that out.
First time cooking bacon.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
Flipping it on the. I always cook bacon in the microwave because it's just quick, easy to go. It was like more crispy. It wasn't like fried.
Yeah.
But it was.
It smells amazing when it's fried. That's the thing I love about it. But with oil, especially with like olive oil, I didn't realize how much it pops when it's like, hot.
Yeah.
And more so than like vegetable oil or even butter does. Butter doesn't pop at all like that. This it's like kernels of popcorn.
Yeah. There's it's all over. Yeah.
Yeah. How's cooking off campus for you?
I am not that into it, actually. It's surprisingly, I started out, I'd say I was cooking like most of my meals, but now I have moved to just eating on campus a lot, honestly, because I don't really have the time always, and I'm always like in the library anyways on campus, so it's like I don't really want to go home and then come back. So. And
you mentioned to me like you're like one of the only ones that like does dishes. And so
I'm also, our kitchen is pretty much a mess. So 10 guys in one house, just counting one kitchen. So doesn't work too well.
Oh my God.
No, it's good. I personally don't mind the food on campus. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
A lot of kids don't like it, and
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not too picky either.
It gets the job done. I mean,
It does.
fills you up. And
Right, it gives you sentience, and that's about it, right? Satiation. Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of in the same place. Like at the beginning, we're making these big, 5-star, entree meals. Making, chicken parm with a side of pasta, little salad to start off.
3 hours to make.
And now it's like, eggs.
Yeah,
For dinner.
maybe even yogurt.
Yogurt.
The amount of yogurt I've consumed for breakfast, lunch, and dinner now, as opposed to like eggs, bacon, toast, it's gone up significantly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The other day I just ate a big tub of applesauce. That was my dinner. That was it. I was like,
These meals sound horrible. Like, people listening at home are like, wow, this is really what college is like.
Yeah,
if you live off campus.
I just have so much respect for like the dining staff because like pasta, you have to wait for it to boil and everything. It takes a good 20 minutes just to like. It's crazy, man.
I know. Well, I mean, just their meal prep for the dining halls is kind of like crazy because they don't ever have like, you watch them in like the off hours, they're still prepping food. Like they're cooking the actual chicken we eat and then they just heat it up on the grill, right? That chicken they put on the grill isn't like raw. It's already cooked. Well, sometimes it's raw, but that's just because of the quality. Yeah, it's impressive. I have much more respect for them and for my dad and mom who cook.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that all the time. Like it's crazy.
It's intense, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, my mom is big into cooking, so now I'm kind of like, every time I see her like making something new or like trying to do something different, I'm like, well, respect.
Yeah,
respect.
Exactly.
Yeah, for me, it's like over easy eggs versus scrambled. That's kind of the
Yeah,
adventure I'll go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Who cooks in your house?
Dad. Just Italian dad, so just cook. Yeah, just big. I mean, just pasta, pizza. Just a lot of carbs.
Yeah, you guys fill the stereotype pretty well.
Exactly. Yeah, which is odd because I'm having 9,000 grams of carbs every day and I can't gain weight, so I don't know what's going on here.
Actually lose weight.
I'll lose some weight. That's what's going on. But, yeah.
That is funny. Yeah. Yeah, my dad cooks too. He's an amazing cook. I mean, I honestly like he could like cook anything. It's like amazing. Like we'll always have like Thanksgiving, but we won't like do like a full on Thanksgiving. We'll do like salmon. It's kind of weird. I feel like we're on like the coast, but we're in like the middle of Ohio.
Oh yeah.
But he's like he'll cook and it's amazing. It's great food. So I certainly have much respect for that because. I try to cook some fish, and it's like, wow, it smells like fish for the next 23 days in our house, like that one time.
Jeez, yeah, that was really bad. That was not fun.
But, yeah. What are you involved in on campus?
I'm involved in a couple different clubs. Full Swing is probably like my biggest one. I'm on the e-board for that.
That's awesome.
I joined dancing last year, and I have a lot of fun with it.
That's pretty sweet.
Good. It's good. So
yeah, we went to that show.
We did, yeah.
That was really sweet, dude.
Yeah,
I was expecting like I don't know what I was expecting. And we
Yeah,
get in
yeah.
there, I see Jack Will just like carrying someone around. I'm like, what is going on?
You joined last year.
I joined
First
last
time
year.
dancing like
Doing,
swing.
like, any
That's
kind of
awesome,
dance,
man.
yeah.
That you like progress that quick. That's
Holy cow.
honestly,
And
yeah,
now you're on the e-board.
I know, now on the e-board. I don't think there's too many people who like go up that fast, kind of thing. But I just had a lot of fun. I like the kids who do it a lot too. So kind of a swing family.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. A few people in my APA group were on swing, like Catherine. I forget what her last name is. Hopefully she's not listening to this podcast because I just forgot her last name. But I think she graduated last year, but she was one of the seniors. She was on it, and then I think Ryan Barenka was thinking about going on Full Swing, but he didn't.
Okay,
But
yeah.
It's pretty cool. Emilio Esteban.
Yeah.
He was a good friend of mine. Yeah, he's a good guy. So, yeah, that's really cool.
No, yeah, it's fun. So I spent a lot of time doing that, but also I just joined BC EMS this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is I'm a little nervous for that. I haven't really done any actual so I'm an
Saving
EMT,
lives.
but like I haven't done anything real. Yeah,
Okay.
anything legit. So.
Wow. How did that interview went well then?
It did go well. Yeah. I was a little nervous for it at first, but I don't know. I kind of like tried to just make people laugh. You know what I mean? Like not take it too seriously because it's also kids who are interviewing you versus like it's not like a professional interview necessarily. Yeah. So
you sit down late. He's just staring at you. I'm like, oh wow, this is a mood.
This is intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what's like a general shift like? Do you have to do hours?
Yeah. So actually, how it works is basically you have to do at least 6 hours a month, and you'll sign up for shifts which are each about 6 hours, and so I think like Monday through Wednesday, I think it's like 8 to 2 or something you work, something like that, and then over the weekend they have like one that starts at like 12 noon and then it goes until like 4 a.m. or something like that. Like, and they split it up into a couple different shifts, but it's like you work about that.
Okay. What about like the game crew? Because I always see like Danielle and all that kind of work in the games. That's separate.
That's like so you can that would be a separate crew. They have like extra kids who will come and sign up for like special shifts for football games and stuff. But yeah, those ones apparently are like the most interesting because like you have the most people.
I mean, yeah. Can you imagine
all
what you
in
see?
one spot. Yeah.
You probably see a lot of weird stuff. Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Wow. But it's important, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
needed.
exactly. And the thing is, like, so we don't actually. So standard EMT would like work on an ambulance, and like would be the one transporting them, and we have like a vehicle, like you've probably seen it, like that Ford Explorer that sits outside the police station.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that one, like we ride in that to like wherever it is, just to like provide like the immediate care. But like if a ambulance needs to come, like you don't transport them in that actual call, like the Ford
Get
Explorer.
in the trunk.
Exactly, like toss them in.
Jack's over the back seat, like doing CPR.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah.
Do you guys drive the car or no?
I do not. There's actually someone. So there is like a senior leader kind of thing on each shift who will be the driver.
That's pretty
so,
sweet. That'd
yeah,
be fun.
I know.
Does it have lights and sirens?
I couldn't tell you actually. I haven't done
sure.
it. We have a little orientation with the vehicle in the next week or two. So
I could definitely buzz around at that, like at 2 a.m.
Dude, at the same,
Going to emergency, nerd.
You're allowed to just drive around. I mean, you can so when you're on your shift, like you don't have to just like be sitting in the office or anything. Like, you can just drive it around, go see what's going on.
That's sweet.
Bump the tunes.
Yeah, really. Is the office where the police are?
It's actually in Maloney. It's like the 4th floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, up there. So
Econ wing, right?
Yeah. It's no, like the
fourth.
floor.
Oh yeah, where the elevators are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to think. They just have like a little office there. Not too big, but
okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Just hang out in there.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So do you guys have like a radio dispatch? It's basically kind of like a regular EMS, right? Do you have like a radio and someone calls in like blue lights or stuff? What activates you guys?
Yeah. So actually, what will happen a lot of times is if the police, there's some police officers that are EMTs, but a lot of them aren't. So like sometimes they'll call if there's some like sort of like issue, like a medical thing that they might need us to like respond to.
Okay.
And also some people will call directly to EMS.
Okay.
And then they'll be able to like we'll be able to like dispatch or whatever.
Okay.
So and
yeah.
They have different codes and stuff that they'll bring up and
okay.
Yeah,
I'm actually kind of curious about this because that's why I'm asking so many questions. Do you find like a lot of kids actually bypass you guys and just go right for like 911?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Right? Yeah. Like how does the BC part get activated? Like I don't know how to call BCPD besides on my card.
On the card,
yeah.
Right? But do I call BC EMS? Like when do I do that?
I think usually what people will do is they'll also call health services too, or something like that. And basically we usually get dispatched by those services. Like it's not usually that. I don't think not that many students call really like directly. I mean, it's more like we partner with the other ones and then offer the services. Okay,
because I remember with BCPD when they gave a presentation freshman year, they would talk about when you call 911, Boston will get or Newton, Chestnut Hill will get the dispatch, but they'll farm it out to BC. So it's like kind of just rapid. So it's like, say we're living on Algonquin, like our road, which I keep doxing ourselves. But we call, the cops, they'll farm it out to BC. BC will respond first, then Newton or whatever will respond to. So we get them first and then everyone else. So it's kind of, I don't know how you describe it, like a network of cops that are activated. So I wonder if that was the same for you guys, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably to a degree, yeah. I'd say it's probably like that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know exactly.
Do you find Friday, Saturdays kind of the night, or do you get it kind of weird like Monday
it's like
afternoon?
A mix. That's the thing is it's a weird mix. I still have not worked my first shift yet, and so that is gonna be after our fall break. I signed up for one, so fingers crossed nothing too big comes up.
Everyone gets back.
Yeah, I signed up for I think like a Wednesday shift too. So like hopefully no one's I don't know. I heard there are some weird things that happen on like the off. Because it'll be a lot. So a lot of the times we won't necessarily have to go. Well, Friday, Saturday night, we won't always have to go because usually like the police to handle that on their own. You know what I mean? It's nothing too. Yeah.
Right.
But we like usually we'll go to stuff that's more like. I think like issues within the plex and stuff, like people are hurt from that.
Oh, I can imagine that's a big one, yeah.
Or like intramurals, I guess, is big. So that would be the reason during school week that we would have to go to a lot
I was just thinking truly just drug alcohol related. I didn't think like, the plex. I mean, if someone passes out from exhaustion, dehydration, you have to respond to that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I think they actually might have. I don't know what the requirements are to work at the plex, but I think they actually maybe have some people in there, like the people who walk around like
the staff. Yeah.
I noticed some of them are actually from like EMS too, and I'm like maybe they are hired because they know they're EMS. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably makes sense.
Probably makes sense. Yeah.
Right. You see Jacob on the overhead press doing 225.
It's just not a good idea.
At least. Yeah. And you're like, I gotta go save this kid. Yeah. Wow. Is it something you want to do in the future? I know you're PreMed.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of one of those things that's like a transition stage. I mean, I want to make sure I really like it first off, which is kind of why I'm doing it. But also, it kind of gets you acclimated because you just go like straight into like working in the ER or something like that. That's a lot of stress.
That's a lot of stuff.
This is kind of like the path to that in a way.
Okay.
I think the majority of pre-med kids usually go like try to do it. And like med schools really like it too.
Okay.
See that you've had some experience.
So you're applying to med school right out the gate?
That's a plan at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
So MCAT in the spring.
Oh, nice.
That's
Dang,
so
yeah.
I'm nervous, but I started prepping for it a little bit. So
Okay. How's it look?
it's no comment on
A
that.
lot, yeah.
It's gonna be
Intense.
tough.
What
It's
is it?
gonna be
4
tough.
hours? 5 hours?
It's about 8 hours, I think.
Oh.
Wait, that's including breaks. Yeah, if you
Holy-
choose to take them. So
I did
yeah.
not know it was that
yeah,
long. Holy
yeah.
cow.
It used to be more like the ACT where it was like 3 or 4 hours,
Yeah.
but they just redid it in the past couple of years where now they got a couple new sections on it and it just totally jacks up
Holy
the time.
cow.
Jeez.
Yeah, but
What's the format for that test?
it's all multiple
All
choice.
multiple choice.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And
Okay,
it's
that makes
actually
sense.
a weird amount of reading, like
wow.
reading sections. And that's pretty much most of it, honestly.
Wow.
Some of them are like science papers, but a lot of them are also just like normal, like the reading section of like the ACT.
Okay.
That's what I just
Okay.
keep comparing it to, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
I guess I didn't realize how much. Yeah, how much. Obviously, there has to be a little medical knowledge on it too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Stuff, chem stuff.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's some like you got to know, obviously, like some of the background stuff, like baseline kind of. I think it's like some of those basic questions that you can. Those are the things you can study for well because like it's not that much. You always know what they're gonna ask, kind of
Right.
thing. Or at least like you kind of know what you're gonna ask. But
Yeah.
First question's like, how do you treat HER2 negative breast cancer metastatically? It's like what?
It's like what?
Multiple choice answer.
Yeah, multiple choice. Wow, that's cool. So, do you want to go into emergency medicine? I know we were kind of going back to that.
Yeah.
but-
I don't know. At this point, I have a couple different things I've been thinking about. Plastic surgery is something I'm kind of interested in.
good for
but
money.
then
Good for the bank account.
Exactly. Yeah. Or my dad is actually a pain medicine doctor, so I would kind of be interested in that kind of field as well. So
Okay, that's
just
awesome.
growing up, seeing that,
Right.
I feel like it kind of influences you. So.
Yeah, no, it definitely does, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we all kind of follow in our father's footsteps, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same, or at least tangentially, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Your dad's in business.
Yeah. Finance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not studying finance, but
Right.
probably business world is probably well lined up. But yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly.
Organizational behavior skills. Just getting what's going on here.
OB. I majored in OB. Well, that's kind of a management leadership. It's just OB.
Yeah.
The only hard skill management and leadership gives is like negotiation. I would say entrepreneurial management's a lot of like kind of hard, not hard skills, but like more than like divergent convergent discussions with OB, right? It's like you learn kind of more of the tools of the trade, I think. But
Yeah.
it's an interesting minor.
No, I like
Say
it.
the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
What's your ideal like med school? Like Johns Hopkins?
It's all across the board. Honestly, at this point, it's wherever I can get in. Just
Okay.
because the big thing is like applying right out of college is like it's a lot harder because the average age I think of kids getting accepted now is like 26 or something like
Oh,
that.
it went
It's
up.
pretty old. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just want to get in. Wherever I can get in, that's gonna be fine. So
Yeah.
I would like to go to something like that. Yeah, like a harder one, but I am also not gonna like pass up on anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Jocko against Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Johns
Bring it
Hopkins.
back, yeah.
I'm having a tough time.
Yeah.
Coastal Carolina. No, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that most med kids don't go to med school right after college. Do they work and then they go and apply?
Yeah. So that's like one of the things where like EMT kind of comes in because a lot of kids will say, they'll want to improve their skills and stuff, and a lot of med schools like to see that experience. So they'll go do EMT for a few years and then they'll apply, and then that makes it chances of getting in are kind of better. It's like extracurriculars and stuff. When you're applying to college, like everyone wants to have as many as you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Be
well-rounded
involved in
student
everything.
or whatever
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
BS was they gave us.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
But yeah, it's it's good.
That's
It's
awesome.
good.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Do you want to do MBA eventually? Grad school of business?
Maybe I think the big thing I've got is that you should get work experience before doing MBA because then you can actually you get real world experience, then you can apply that to class, and then you can come out of that being more well-rounded as opposed to just being in a classroom setting. Because that's the biggest thing I think kind of we learned with our internship was that like class setting or like academic world is so much different than real world. You'll learn what you do on the job, like your day-to-day stuff versus, reading a textbook of, written in 1995, so.
No, he's right on that. I think the biggest thing I took away was, now granted I went to the Midwest as opposed to like the coast, but like business world is not as ruthless as they make it out to be. Like in I don't know about Discover, but like for mine it was like they were like everyone's in it together, right? We got a mission to go through. It's not like I'm trying to screw you because I want to get like the bonus for IB or whatever. They paint it to be like such like a cutthroat environment. It really wasn't as far as what I've experienced. It's more like we're in this together, right? I was working with my boss and his boss and her boss, as many times as I was working with other people who were temps and stuff like that. It wasn't like, that cutthroat, right? So I don't know.
Ours were super collaborative too. I think the thing is with IB and all those is because you make all your money from like commission,
Yeah.
So that's why it's like competitive to get like. I have no idea what I'm talking about with IB, but like get big clients, I guess.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Grow portfolios and stuff, right? Kind of.
I guess. Yeah.
I really don't know much about that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Like a couple of my friends did IB over the summer, and they worked from like 9 to like 2 a.m. in the morning, just crazy hours. But they made like I don't know $20,000, something like that over the summer.
Wow.
As an intern.
As an intern. Yeah.
Holy cow!
But it's just crazy. I want work-life balance. That's the biggest thing. So that's why I was just turned away from it. But
Yeah, 90, 100 hours. My one friend who goes to Miami of Ohio, his brother went to OSU. He's now working in Chicago at a PNC. And his hours are just nuts. And it's like, he said, yeah, you go like 3 years, 4 years, and I think IB, and then you do, hedge funds and...
Yeah.
What's like I forget the split, but like you never stick with IB as long term.
No,
You
yeah.
go
Burn
hedge
out.
forget retirement accounts. I forget what it is.
Venture capital.
Venture
kind of
capital.
stuff.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Venture capital. And he was working 100 hours. I mean, you never stop working. Like there's no set like I clock in, now I clock out. It's like in your free time. Free time, you're just spending because you are expected to like love what you're doing, and you're like trying to say like, well, I'll trade this, I'll short this, I'll do stuff. You kind of look like Wolf of Wall Street, and that's fine. Yeah, no, it is crazy. 100 hours. I mean, there's no way.
Something I always think about, like when I hear that too, is even if you're working minimum wage, working 100 hours, that's gonna be a lot of. That's gonna be a lot of money too. I'm like, when these kids are like, oh, it's such a good field and stuff. I mean, well, also you're working so many hours. Like, how much do you? You know what I mean? The breakdown per hour.
Right. I mean,
It's so true. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about how much you make, like if you do well, obviously,
Yeah,
and even just baseline how much you make. You're making 200K. Apparently, that's what.
Yeah,
you're
that's
making.
what I
It's
hear.
pretty
I think
crazy.
so, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of like with being a surgeon and stuff, you have long hours too. But I feel like that's interesting because I used to be interested in kind of the med world and stuff. But like you're working with people, I feel like that's such like a fulfilling career.
Like
You know what I
talk,
mean?
talking versus just sitting at your desk and stuff.
Exactly,
I kind of look forward to that too, and also I kind of want to do like private practice stuff versus doing like working in like, a hospital.
Yeah.
So that would be like that's kind of why I want this business side in a way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right. Well, I
Maybe
mean,
make
Jack
some
Will,
leadership.
plastic surgery, private practice. I think this guy's going to be living in Boca Raton and driving a Bentley. You're just naming off dollar signs out the wazoo. Yeah. No, yeah, I think the business thing's just good in general, right? It teaches you not only, like Austin always said, what did OB teach us? What did business teach us? How to be a good person, right? You just generally like, okay, like, don't screw people and, try to be a good person.
Yeah.
But it also gives you kind of more of the hard skills that many colleges, maybe companies are looking for. I mean, that was what I was sold, so that's what I'm buying into. But, so.
What are some other classes you guys plan on taking with the minor? Negotiation, you said?
Negotiation,
That's a good
definitely.
Yeah,
take that.
actually, I think we talked about this. We said that we were next semester.
We should. Let's do it.
We
Yeah.
should take
It's
the
the
same
first one to
That'd be
fill
fun.
up. So
Yeah.
It's really good. Leadership, I actually have to take that still.
Okay.
That's part of
Okay.
like the core. It's like forget what it's like OB, then leadership, and then it branches off into like the electives.
Okay.
Negotiations one of the electives. Entrepreneurial management's one of the electives. I don't really know the other ones.
I don't remember
Managing
anymore.
diversity. There's one. I think there's one like leading global change. Like all these just don't sound.
what does
like,
that mean?
Yeah, what does that
Sense,
mean?
yeah. Yeah.
It's like leading a revolution. Like balance sheet. What does this mean?
When you look down them, there's some that like stand out as like definitely more useful than others.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
practical.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
question.
Negotiations or
or business inclusivity. It's like, oh, okay.
Is that the biggest minor, or is it fine? Do they do all the majors as minors?
Yeah, they
Oh,
allow
wow.
that. They allow that now in MCAS. Yeah, that was like what a year ago.
yeah, something like that.
We kind of lucked out because if we came a year before, say we were seniors now, we wouldn't have been able to because it would have been
Really?
we would have been able to do management and leadership and marketing. I think those are the two you could actually do regardless. Now they opened up everything, so you could like Will for I think he's history econ, econ out of CSOM. He was initially history finance out of CSOM, so like you could do like a lot of stuff like that, a lot of crossover. Not many history finance majors I know of because it's like totally different parts of the brain working.
Yeah.
But I mean they opened it up. I mean I think I have a friend who's comm and operations, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of two like communications more of an extroverted thing, operations more of like back office kind of thing. So it's kind of different like sales and operations.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's kind of cool. But
For sure.
Yeah.
Take a quick music break.
let's take a quick music break.
Let's
We'll
do
be
it.
right back. Keep it locked and rocking here at the WVBC.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to First Stop. So last night, Eric and Austin and I went to Sebastian Maniscalco show, TD Garden. What a night.
What a night. I don't think I stopped laughing the entire night. Like the first guy they had on the opener was Scott McGann.
Pat McGann. Yeah.
Pat McGann, amazing. That dude was actually like really funny for an opener. Like sometimes openers can be like a little bit. Oh my gosh, this dude was hilarious. Now the general audience was like 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, mostly Italian. So like Austin and I were kind of like, hey, what's up from the aisles, English aisles. But it was, oh my gosh, it was so funny. I mean, Sebastian Maniscalco was one of the funniest people I think I've seen in a while, because he not only incorporates funny stories and just general everyone like can relate to, like the urinal story, that was pretty funny. We'll talk about that. Yeah. But also he incorporates mic sounds perfectly and physical movements. So he's kind of engaging like all parts of his body to make the joke, and it fits perfectly. He gets timing. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's basically like Jim Carrey, super physical comedy, which is my favorite type of comedy, because I feel like a lot of stand-up's just people walking around just talking, but when you can picture yourself in the story, it just makes it so much more funny.
You're right on that. I felt like I was actually in the story with him, the way he described. Not only was he good at storytelling, but the fact that he could like engage the audience and make it, like you said, it popped off the screen, and that was kind of like crazy.
Yeah. His specials are on Netflix, so highly recommend, Jack.
Yeah,
to watch Cook Hour. I mean, it's a good watch.
Oh my gosh, he's so funny.
Yeah.
What was your favorite bit?
Todd the Restaurant bit.
Yeah.
So he's talking about basically his wife communicates with the busboys in the wrong way. Basically, they can't speak the English language, but she's rattling off 18-minute
like...
monologues asking what she wants. And the guy's like, you have to just throw out one word like salt, water. You can't be like...
Now. Or the one that I thought was funny was like, she's like, yeah, she orders from the busboy drinks. He's like, she's like, yeah, can I get a Tito with soap, with
Sprite,
Sprite or whatever. And he's like, the busboy doesn't know. He knows there's a guy named Tito in the bag, so he's gonna go back, yo, Tito, hey, she wants to talk to you. And the guy's like, okay, comes out with a soda, and that was it. Tito's with soda, and he's like, yeah, you gotta understand that, like, you gotta talk to him in fragments.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was good.
Yeah,
it was just the demographic was weird, because we got there 10 minutes. So the show started at 8. That's what it said on the ticket. We got there at 7:50, shuffling in, and we're pushing grandmas out of the way.
It was like 30-year-olds and then 50-year-olds and then like 80-year-olds. It wasn't like nothing in the middle. It was 30, 50, and 80. It's kind of funny, but
it was weird.
We're the youngest ones there.
Oh, by
I mean,
far.
a few people cheered at like 20s, but they were probably like 29. Let's be real.
There was one kid with the BC sweatshirt when they put on the like jumbotron.
Yeah.
Other than that,
but he was with his family, so the parents were like, "Hey, we're in town. Let's go see this." Okay, Grandma.
Okay.
No, he was really funny. It's a good time. But
yeah.
Who's your favorite comedian?
I don't really have a favorite comedian. I guess I've like watched some like the Kevin Hart segments and stuff on Netflix before, but I don't comedy. I haven't gone to that many like shows actually before, but very underrated. The ones I've gone to, very funny.
Okay.
I love them. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to go to like those underground like comedy bars. Like
New
York is kind of the scene for that, but Boston has a few.
Okay.
Definitely want to take those up, because those are where those people start off. I mean, Sebastian Maniscalco started off in those small underground comedy clubs. Got big enough. Now he's playing at TD Garden. I mean,
selling
he said
19,000.
Oh my God, 18,000 people.
Jeez.
Our tickets were not
70.
cheap, and we were up in a balcony. So
dang,
yeah.
I feel like that's where a lot of honestly movie stars like didn't they say like even like Adam Sandler and stuff? I feel like he started doing that kind of stuff too. I don't know.
Yeah. I think what they do is basically people go to Groundlings, or there's another one I'm missing. Second City.
Okay.
Second City and Groundlings, which is Chicago and LA. And basically a lot of the SNL people come from that. And that's all improv comedy. Mm-hmm. And then they'll go to SNL onto greater things. But I think Boston, Chicago, New York, LA are the big stand-up places actually.
I mean, because I think about like a nightclub, a smoky nightclub, that's where you think like Boston, LA, New York. Like, that's kind of the thing. What else? Shoot, I forgot what I was about to say.
This is my first show at least. Yeah. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
I want to check out an improv show though. I heard those are funny.
Yeah, I heard those are pretty funny. It's a different dynamic too, because you're supposed to be like engaged with them apparently. Like you're just as into the thing as they are, because they're thinking on their feet. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to check out. But, yeah.
I tried improv once with Mother's Fleabag freshman year.
Oh, yeah.
I did that and the other one. So both years, freshman, sophomore year, I made to the second round, which was pretty good. But like, I was, I've never done that thing before, in high school and stuff. But like, I'm competing with kids who are, theater kids and like have done that all their life, and they throw you right in. They're like, Jacob, here's your partner, and then they give you one word, act out a scene, make it funny. So my word was like, I was with this one girl. She's like, trophy. and then you're just on the spot to just make a scene from
Really?
there. Just
Oh my god, trophy wife.
Dude, I feel like you would be good at that kind of.
Improv?
Honestly. Yeah.
you gotta.
Yeah.
It's scary when you're like up there looking at people. I mean, it's one thing to do with your friends, but like in front of people you've never met before, especially. I mean, it's
It's
just
awkward
freaky.
and dry.
Yeah.
You have to think on your feet. That's the thing.
That's
It's
the
like
big thing.
think on your feet, and then you're like, wait a minute, that's not funny. Wait, then you're processing like 20,000 thoughts in 1 second. You're like, I gotta say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
I feel like you gotta plan that kind of stuff. I'm like so used to like planning that kind of stuff out. Like I'm like a big planner, so
Yeah.
like I gotta have like I would
I'm
not
with
be
you.
good at that at all. So
Yeah.
I feel like you can think on your feet pretty well though. I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean,
when I've seen, like,
half my
yeah.
answers in EM are made up. So it's just like,
Honestly.
I would have more drivers than I would riders, and this is why. And it's like, yeah, you were wrong. I'm like, okay, I won't talk. Oh my
Did
God.
you end up improving that like pitch you guys did, like the?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I remember
yeah.
you were,
So
you were
the thing is,
freaking about
I
that.
planned it out,
Yeah.
and I almost said a bad word. I messed it up. I mean, I did not do well. I paused, and I was like, oh, crap. So I actually have to, like, improv stuff. I'm better with speeches, like, no general themes, and then just go off, as opposed to planning. When I plan, I was so awkward, dude. It was, I don't know.
I personally thought it was pretty good because also when we had our presentations that day, I was giving one as well. So Eric comes in, he's wearing like a suit, and I'm like, cause you were the career for after, but I mean, still, you're wearing a suit.
Set the stage, yeah.
You
yeah.
set the stage.
Set the competition.
You were like, yeah. You're like, what did you prepare for this? And like, you showed me like your like 1-page thing, and I was like, I wrote like a few scribbles on a piece of paper. Like, I'm not ready for this at all.
Right. I have logic weaving in throughout. So I got a story interwoven. I've got an emotional appeal. I've got logical appeal, rationality.
I'm
Jeez.
like, how do I even introduce this? Like, I'm gonna ask people to raise their hands. And no one understood my question when I said it.
Do you ever want to have a water taxi?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, what was your idea? Yours was like was it like the landscaping thing?
So yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Torquor.
Okay.
And Jack
we're doing it now.
Yeah, we're
It
actually
was
doing it.
successful, so
Yeah,
that's
it kind of was, some of the people in the back
Yeah.
kind of were dicks about the idea. One was like, I really don't like any of these ideas. I'm like, okay, Mrs. whatever, I'm not going to say her name. But yeah, what it is it allows for college kids to make like a quick buck, like $10, $20, $30, like either mowing the lawn, shoveling the driveway, changing light bulbs, cleaning the kitchen. Because what I found is like you go on to Tackle, Angie's, it's like pitch it, but like you go on Angie's List and Tackle, it's all professional contractors for like $80, $90. Well, if I want someone to mow my lawn, I'd rather have it be some college kid who probably wants, college trust fund or beer money, which we're gonna have to sell more. Yeah, I want to give them. It's also $20, and it partners like kind of easily. So like, if I'm in the motivation behind it was from this EMS app called Pulse Point. Basically, off-duty EMS people have this app on their phone. When someone like has a heart attack or is in need of medical assistance, they'll push a button. It will immediately notify people in a 20-minute radius, and so everyone will get on a notification on their phone like man fallen down, give like the details, and they run to it. So it bridges the gap between the two. So what I want Shorecore to kind of evolve into, or what I've kind of evolved out of, I think more was kind of this rapid response. I don't think that's a really good feature. I think we should talk about that, but basically, you need your lawn mode. You hit lawn mode. I get a notification. I accept it, and bam, that's the job.
What was your
water rides, baby. So originally it was like, it's like say you didn't like if you say you're on vacation or something, you wanted to like rent a boat, and there's like people in the area who could rent the boat to you, like they're out of town for the weekend or something. Yeah. They can make a few bucks by letting you use it, kind of. And it was like, have you ever heard of like Turo? I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a car rental service. It's like people who
Maven and stuff.
Yeah. It's like people when they're not using their cars, they can put it on here, and then you can, you'll sign up. They'll have like a number of miles and all that you can drive. But my idea was that like, you'd be able to do the same thing with boats. But also, I don't think I like presented it that well because. When our teacher had emailed me to like present it, I was like, sounds good. But he said it was like not at all what he had thought it was gonna be. I was like, because then he was like, I thought it was a taxi service. I was like, no.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did say that. He said I thought it was a taxi service.
I thought it was gonna be, you win some, you lose some. Now we are in Shorecore. I'm part of the team too. So.
Yeah, part of the team.
And we actually have, some of our people from, so me and Jacob had OB last year too. And some of the kids from our group in OB.
Catherine's in our group,
yeah.
Rachel, the other girl, and her twin, I think they're twins, because there's two people that look identical, and they walk in, I'm like, what's going on?
I just assumed,
Yeah. They're in our bio class.
Okay.
And then Frank is sophomore
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
He's a pretty cool guy.
Good guy.
Really good guy.
I like him a lot.
I like Frank a lot. He connected with me, not connected with me on Snapchat. That sound like LinkedIn. He followed me or friended me on Snapchat. I open it up. I go on my phone. He sends me a snap. It's like, "Good morning," and I'm like, "Wow, this is different. I like it. His energy is like off the charts."
Oh yeah,
off the
good
charts.
guy.
Do you guys partner with, I forget the name, but like where they give you fun to actually
Center.
Shea Center? No, they don't.
I think what Shaw always said is like if you do like your idea and you flesh it out, you could ultimately go to the Shea Center.
Yeah.
Because there's a few he had in class that actually now are actual business ventures, like that washer
Yeah, he was
dryer.
talking about one. Yeah.
That was so smart.
What was this idea?
So, and like when you go into apartments, you have the dryer on top and the washer below, kind of like those stacked units. What he wanted to do was you put the washer on the top and the dryer on the bottom. You put all your clothes in there with the Tide or whatever, and you close it. It'll then wash the clothes and then drop it into the dryer, run the dryer, so you can go out. All your clothes will be dried and ready. You won't have to switch it out and flip it or whatever. It's so smart.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff people have done. Because also, I've heard about other kids who have done like other stuff. Like one of my friends who took it actually last semester had something where like it was like AirPods that were your alarm. Like somehow they were like an alarm AirPod, basically, so you wouldn't like wake up your roommate when your alarm went off or something like that.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's like kind of a smart idea too. Like you could really you could do something with some of these ideas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Our roommate Will was talking to some about that. He wears a eye mask to sleep to make it like perfect.
Yeah,
dark.
yeah.
He was thinking about doing something with like ears, like noise canceling headphones, because sometimes those earpod or earplugs fall out.
Yeah.
You could do something like you kind of wear. It'll like cancel noise, but it's not like overtly like white noise in your ear.
Totally.
But it's like kind of like I was talking to him about like this fabric, and you can put it over your. I thought that was a pretty good idea.
That's a smart idea. Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I think that would sell pretty well. People are like, I don't like the noise. I need something white noise or whatever. Yeah.
I feel that big time. I cannot sleep with any noise. I can't have any light. Like I don't know.
I'm with you.
I can't. Like the biggest problem. So I actually live in my own. Like I have my own room in our house this year, which is really nice because in the past I've always had like a roommate or something, and I get up pretty early and I also go to sleep like kind of early, like on the earlier side for a college student. So then it's like, hey, it was always waking up because it's such a different schedule. So
yeah.
That's a big thing this year.
For sure.
Your roommate was kind of like that, early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah, me up at 6 and. No, he was early late, which was crazy to me. He's up at 6 and he's going to bed at midnight. So just an absolute tank. Yeah,
it's
I guess I feel like maybe my schedule's not so crazy. I guess I get up at 6:30, but then I also go to bed at still like 11:30, 11.
Yeah,
11:30.
it is
But
still
I
on
feel
the
like
early side though.
Yeah. Overall, because like I don't know. I mean, some kids talk about like they're going to bed at like 3 a.m.
Couldn't do it.
No. Well, Anjo was telling. They're like, his one friend always went to bed at like 4 a.m. and at 8 a.m. the next day. So he'd wake up at 7:45 and just run to class. So you're running on 3 hours of sleep? There's no way.
No way. It slowly, builds up too. There's only so long you can do that for.
Yeah, really, your mental breakdowns.
Honestly.
I have a friend who has a terrible sleep cycle. He'll sleep like in 2-hour increments basically, and he'll only get 4 hours. So he'll go to bed from like 12 to 2, do some work from 4 to 6, then go to bed from 6 to 8, and then just weird.
That is really weird.
Yeah,
just like 3 dreams.
I know.
I have heard of people doing that, like not in so many shifts, but like I have heard of people doing where they'll sleep 2 times, and it'll be like 4 hours each time. Versus 1 8-hour sleep. Kind of weird. I don't know.
That is kind of weird. I feel like it's just naturally goes from like one through, but.
Well, also your schedule's gonna be so off from literally everyone else. So I guess if you're in like a profession where you don't have to like talk to work with other people, it'd be fine. But I mean, most places you're gonna it's not gonna work out.
No, it's not gonna work out. Especially if you're like college, even too with like roommates. You're waking up every 2 hours. That could get annoying to them. I mean, unless you have a really heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
One of our friends from last year had like the weirdest sleep schedule ever. He actually slept through, I feel like most of the day he would sleep, and then he would have his like afternoon classes, but then he would stay up like wicked late just every night, like 5 o'clock in the morning. He would go to sleep, and like it was bad. Yeah, him and his roommate like literally compared, and they like hadn't talked in like a week because literally they had the exact opposite schedules.
Holy cow.
Like
that's like nocturnal.
Honestly.
That's like you're basically nocturnal at that point.
At that point, you are honestly.
Wow.
But
yeah, it's weird.
Are you guys looking forward to fall break?
Yeah. I'm going home. What about you guys? I don't know.
I'm staying here. Are you?
I'm going home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm staying
nice.
Yeah, my parents didn't come up for parents' weekend, so that's why I'm going home. But yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just me and my roommate Will, so I'll probably get out of the house. No. It's I think my one friend Patty. He's from Ireland. think he's also here too, because obviously they're going back to Ireland.
Yeah.
It's kind of crappy. So I think we might go up to like Vermont or something like that. Rent a cabin, just hang out, look at the leaves. Because he drove. This is so funny. Last weekend I drove him to meet someone at Harvard, basically Cambridge.
Yeah.
He drove straight through the night on Friday night. Well, at 12 a.m. on Friday, and he went to Montreal. And he spent the weekend in Montreal and then came back. Well, he didn't really get to see like Vermont, New Hampshire going through because it's like at night.
Yeah.
So if he wants to go back and like see the leaves and stuff, I think we'll probably do that. But yeah, have you ever been to Montreal?
I have
Quebec?
not. No,
Okay.
no. I feel like how far away is that?
So Montreal's about 4 hours. Quebec's 6 hours.
Okay.
Quebec is so worth the 6 hour drive.
Really?
I kid you not. You step into France. And Patty said, yeah, it looks like it's like France. But in North America, just everything about it is like basically besides like driving on the side of the road. Like everything is basically the same. Everyone speaks French. You have this massive castle. It's oh my gosh, it was one of the prettiest cities I've ever seen. Yeah, definitely worth it. Montreal's a good big city as far as big cities are concerned. Would I take Boston over Montreal? Yes, but Montreal definitely has like a pretty cool like social scene. Like we were on one of the roads, St. Catharines, I believe it was called, and they were having this massive like kind of French fest because it's really French dominated. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But
I heard Toronto's pretty nice too. I've never been to Toronto, but just
okay.
Canada. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I've heard it's not great.
Okay. Well, I think the big thing with him was, he was a 420 guy every single day, so it was like legal up there in Toronto. So I think
I think they have like the highest crime rate in all of Canada. Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Wow, it's really bad. It's like
Raptors.
Baltimore.
Oh,
yeah, no, it's actually really, really bad. It used to be nice, but yeah, that's funny you said that because it's like one of the worst cities.
Yeah, I guess his perception is just way off during that trip.
Definitely misread something.
Another level, yeah.
No, yeah. Ottawa's nice. I don't know if you definitely recommend going to Ottawa. That's like the capital. Really cool capital. I mean, it's just like pretty solid. I mean, a lot of stuff to do. There's a canal that runs through. It's like the longest canal in all of Canada. They built it before like modern equipment. So like the British built it for the War of 1812 with the U.S. and they're like, well, we got to get troops down. It's about I think 5 miles long. And it doesn't drop too much, and so when it freezes, people skate on it. So you can have like these great figure skaters and stuff. It's really cool. So great city. But
yeah,
music break and then wrap it up.
Yeah,
let's do it. All right, let's keep it locked and rocking here at the WVBC.
Man, today was a great episode. New guest. We will definitely be having him on the show again because this was an awesome show.
No, I thought it was a great show. High energy, high spirits, and a high time.
Yeah, absolutely. The 3 highs.
3 highs.
So thanks for tuning in today. Listen to each podcast, not live, but past recordings on SoundCloud, on First Stop Official, iTunes, First Stop Official, soon Spotify maybe. Email us questions, concerns, comments, what you want us to talk about to our Gmail, firststopofficial@gmail.com. Yep. Everything's official here.
Everything is official at First Stop. That's what we do. James going to be uploading the last week's podcast, hopefully today.
Been swamped with work. Sung Hos, and then now this episode, so
you could do both today. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need help, too.
Absolutely. I'll try to find that USB.
Delegating work over air. Follow us on Instagram, First Stop Official. Follow my personal Instagram, Eric Gross 1443. Again, it's Eric with a K, Gross 1443. Once again, it's Eric Gross 1443. I'm in desperate need of followers.
Mine, if you like low posts, Jacob Capozzi, Jacob Capozzi.
And I've got mine, all lowercase, no spaces, Jack Will 14.
Okay.
And check that out if you want to see updates about when the first swing show will be.
Yeah.
Also, another plug, Jack Will 5. That is my Venmo.
Very nice.
That's
very
good.
Nice.
Hey, thanks, Jack. Appreciate having you on, man.
Yeah, great show.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We will see you at the next stop.